Good evening and welcome to Letters from the Light Side for the 29th of April 2021. My name is Annie Conboy and I'm here to bring you the information and guidance that my own guides and inspirers bring about the energy that we're in and how we can best help ourselves with that energy. And sorry, I need to start by saying, wow, what a powerful full moon it's been. A wonderful time to send out your dreams and your inspirations. A wonderful time to ask the universe to deliver for you. You may have been feeling a little bit like you haven't slept very well. You may have been experiencing some more of those clearing dreams because we're working on clearing the collective unconscious of humanity and just soaking up the beautiful energy that's being beamed to us at the moment. So first of all, I need to say thank you if you're watching live. Thank you also if you're watching on catch up. And thank you everyone for letting other people know that this broadcast happens on a Thursday evening. Sorry, I'm already giggling because Rafe's got a conversation going on in his head. He's got me in a sort of bronzy orange this evening. We've very much been working on our sense of self and doing some releasing connected with sense of self. It sometimes feels like a real hard time to take responsibility for ourselves, but actually when we do, we find that there's more help and support available than we ever dreamed possible. And I've been busy this week connecting with guides and inspirers of all shades and types and meeting one or two new ones, because we are at a kind of tipping point with the ascension energy where we're almost kind of ready to take that leap off the cliff. But in order to do it, we don't have to do a massive, great big jump that's so enormous. We just do a series of little jumps off cliffs. I'm also laughing because all around me is chaos. My whole house is chaos at the minute because I've actually given up the art studio that I had and brought everything home because I've got another plan. I'm going to have a new studio, but it's going to be in the garden. So this week has been the focus of shifting and moving and sometimes sorting, not always getting rid, but sometimes sorting, and just getting into the excitement of the new energy. But of course it doesn't come without kickback from the ego. I sometimes think I've got ego standing one side of me and Rafe standing the other side of me. And Rafe's always saying, come on, get on with it, girl. And my ego's always saying, oh, it'll be a disaster. Oh, it'll be a disaster. And there's me in the middle, and it's bad enough being a Libra and sometimes not being able to decide. but when you're sort of in the confusion of change as well, it's foggy. You can't see the way ahead. What's going to happen? How is it going to work out? And this is where guides and inspirers are so wonderful, because they will send messages through to you. They will kind of go, yeah, come on, you can do it. Because they need us to move on. They want us to use our vibrational energy. They want us to really embrace moving forward. So of course, when I need to be decisive, I can be. honestly. After all, I'm sorry, I'm answering Rafe here because I am currently live streaming on Facebook and on YouTube. And I was dithering about that, and Rafe was like, come on. Anyway, I'm doing it. I've been doing it I think 2 months now. It's sort of I can't, so I can be decisive. And what I want to sort of bring to you is that sense of the energy that has been like that this week, where you might have been, oh, shall I, shan't I, for ages, and then all of a sudden, oh, right, I'm going to do it. That's been the help of the beautiful full moon energy. It's also been helped by a bit of Saturn. Saturn and I are old sparring partners, but Saturn's about discipline. But discipline in a good way, and acknowledging that you've got things that you want to explore, and you've got talents and abilities, and that it'll happen in the right order. Sometimes my guides say to me, it can't happen before it's supposed to happen. And I go, well, there's no such thing as time. Why can't it happen now? And they smile very gently and go, we're fed up of telling you, girl, it happens in divine timing. So just think about this week as trying to help you to find the timing to get to the right point where the changes can kick in, and they can be the best changes and the most beneficial changes. And in order to do that, we kind of need to take responsibility for anything we're holding on to. The wonderful thing about a full moon is it then goes into a waning moon. So it's a good time to be letting go. It is a positive time to be letting go. Rafe's he's like, let go of this, let go of this. Oh dear, he's laughing again because I brought home, I had loads loads and loads of books in my studio. I love my books. Some of my books I've had since I was a teenager. Even then I was fascinated by past lives and intuition and angels and what was going on out there. Science fiction fan, so always prepared to look at the world in a different perspective. And so I've dragged all my books home. That's something I can't bear to part with. And he's been saying, you don't really need that, Annie. You don't really need that now, Annie. And I'm, oh. So I have a feeling in this waning moon, I'm going to be releasing maybe some of my books. We'll see. And that's the lovely thing about your guides. They will try to help you to do what's necessary in the right timing, and there'll come a point where you kind of go, yeah, I don't need that, I'll release that. Yeah, I can release that. Whether it's emotional, whether it's the mental thought train, or a way that you view yourself, whether it's a personal physical possession, and also whether there's a spiritual shift that needs to happen. Maybe plugging in more to your intuition, maybe accepting and using your intuitive abilities, getting into the flow, using your abilities and creating better outcomes for yourself. Certainly I know when I go with my intuition, what some people call a gut feeling, and they don't realise it actually is reading the energy. When I go with that, when I do things at the time it feels right to do it, then it all fits. It just click, 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 click. And I think that's the thing to understand about divine timing, synchronicity. Rafe doesn't mind what you call it. I usually tell him off and say, you've been my diary secretary again, you've changed things. And he laughs. But this is what your guides will be helping you to see this week, is that things flow in a certain way. There's a right order, not necessarily the order we think should happen, but that when it's the moment, what you need will be there, what you want will be there. Your requirements, your desires get filled, but when they're ready to be filled. So if you can, use this lovely full moon blast to power you forward and to help you to look at life from a different point of view and from a sense of what doesn't fit anymore. What served its purpose? I know I've probably banged on about this before, but it's Rafe. He likes to remind me, probably because I could so easily become a deep hoarder of everything and anything, because I always think, oh, it might come in useful one day. And he's usually at my shoulder said, no, it won't. No, let it go. So think about this week as getting you ready to move, to take some more of those little leaps forward, and think about them as encouraging you to make a little bit of room in your life so that you can let new in. It's hard maybe when we have friendships and relationships that sort of drift a little and we wonder, oh, what's that about? But sometimes we need space for new people to come in because they bring new ideas and inspiration. And we might need new inspiration to kind of nudge us onto a better path, being able to do more of the things that we really want to do, but perhaps sometimes get left behind while we're busy doing all the things we should, must, or ought do. My little smod Rafe's reminded me. So be as much as you can aware of the movement is happening. It's not very noticeable yet, but it's there, and it's a global process. I've talked in previous letters about ascension energy, and Rafe is bringing that forward again tonight. We are, as a human race, starting to feel the pain of Mother Earth physically, personally, ourselves. And you might have had sore feet, sore knees. You might have had things like toothache or gum blisters, or lost your voice a little bit. You might have had sniffles. You might have had achy shoulders or an achy back. This is the time to start thinking about, well, wait a minute, is this my energy? Because intuitive people sense each other's energy. We also sense the energy of the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom and the earth itself. And she's going through a huge change. You might even have felt a little bit trembly or tremory and thought, oh, what's that? It's our strengthening connection with the planet that we live on. It's our building of our knowledge and connection to help us to start turning things around. Because when you feel the earth's pain, when it's part of your physical body, you don't want it. And so, to stop it happening, we might need to look at treating our earth with a little bit more reverence and respect, and stopping doing some of the things that create the negative energy for Mother Earth. We may need to stop creating the negative energy within ourselves or that comes to others. We're on a shift with ascension. We're on a recognition of that connection we all have with each other, and starting to work through that. And that means not holding on to stuck energy either, and moving ourselves forward in a different way. Now, it's going to take time for everybody to recognise their intuitive ability. Some may not, some may choose never to. But those of us who are starting to wake up, you may find your hands get hot and itchy. I mean, Rafe switched my healing on at the moment. I've got Parashiel on my table, that my energy painting, you might not be able to see it, but he's kind of in the room going, we will send healing energy to everybody and everything. So you might even find that your healing is starting to come to the surface more, that you are able to use your hands to put them somewhere and self-heal, or that you're channeling in lovely healing energy. And that's all part of what this shift is about, and a reminder in this full moon energy that we are on this journey, this process, and we are looking for enlightenment and looking to use our abilities, and that is for the good. It is everybody's benefit when we do this. He's giving me a pause for a moment because I'm saying I think I need a breath. Okay, what Rafe wants to talk about is he wants to talk about next week, or the week from today, if you like. In fact, we're stepping into the pagan ceremony as the festival of Beltane, May Day, and this is a festival about fertility, about creativity. This is a festival that reminds us that we have to plant seed in order to grow, that we can only harvest something if we put in some work towards making sure it happens. And again, I'm back to taking those little steps forward that don't maybe seem all that significant at this point, but will end up being really big strides to bring you through to what you want in the end. So be aware of the that creative force. When we honour the creative force in us, Mother Earth responds to that. There is a pulse of energy. The ascension energy contains unconditional love. There's love flowing through this world, unconditional love that's beaming in from all the helpers, all the non-physical beings. There's, in the ascension energy, this is lovely flow of love that you can tap into at any time. We're also getting pulses of golden white energy to help us make stronger, more vibrant connections with our guides and inspirers. And so over the next week or two, you may notice that your guides are a lot more around you, closer to you. You might find that you're changing guides. You might be listening and thinking, well, I don't know if I've got any guides. Everybody's got loads of guides. If you want to hear from them, just say to them, right, I want to hear, and they'll make it happen. So they're busy beaming in this beautiful golden white light to help us to connect better with them. And then we've got this beautiful energy that's coming in over the next few days, and it's a beautiful, beautiful violet ray. It's coming in to release stuff, but it's also coming in to highlight the intuition. So over the next few days, expect your intuition to be telling you that's the thing to do, that's not the thing to do. Listen to your intuition. I follow my intuition. It even tells me I don't need a sat nav. It tells me where I need to go because my intuition always knows. It's busy reading the energy. I might not be, but it is. So try to do the things that feel right in your heart. You can't go wrong, Rafe says, if you follow your heart. Just go through with what feels right. Nothing is ever set in concrete, and we can do things and then we can undo them. We don't, just go with it. That's he's shrugging his shoulders. No, just go with it. So I'm quite excited because with this rise of creative energy that's coming in alongside all these other beautiful energies, it's a time of inspiration, especially through to Monday evening. So have a pen and notebook. Give yourself a chance to jot things down. It doesn't have to be, the inspiration isn't necessarily for this moment. It's to prep you, to get you ready and thinking about what's coming and where the changes need to be made so that you can move forward and you can have the life you want. Because at the end of the day, that's what your guides want for you. They don't want you to be miserable. They don't want the ego in charge. They'd rather you were in charge. Your guides can't be in charge because they're not allowed to interfere with your free will. But they want you to be choosing for all the right and loving and positive reasons. And that might mean letting people drift out of your life. It might mean, I hope, not letting go of some of your favourite books. It might mean stepping back from the hurly-burly, stepping back from the chaos and the drama. And we've got a lot of chaotic energy globally. We're moving towards some real significant revelations in July. We've got a lot of secrets being unlocked and truth being told. So kind of, prep yourself for the changes. Think about being flexible enough to say, well, I was going to do that, but now I'm going to do this, because the world changes. It changes in an instant. And I have to say, because my daughter was asking me, what's happening in July is not COVID related. It's a global series of events, but it doesn't feel at all connected with COVID. Something else entirely that will give us all a bit of a wake-up call, another wake-up call, just like COVID has. So it's not doom and gloom disaster, but it might feel a bit chaotic in July. And really, sometimes being in the chaos, in a sense, but being calm in the chaos is a really good way to go. To remember that you're being inspired to live your best life, and that what else is going on doesn't have to get in the way of you finding joy every day. I need to pick out Tuesday from about noon to 9 p.m. There's a bit of a nasty tang to the energy, people being argumentative and challenging. So I might go and hide under a blanket somewhere. I don't want that energy in my life, so who knows? Maybe I can escape that by being away from the world. And actually, sometimes it's really recommended just step out of it and go, right, okay. I'm not going to be in that. I also want to pick up early next Thursday morning around 6 a.m. UK time. There's a little bit of fudging going on with planetary shifts, a little bit of extra niggle in the waning moon to clear the decks, clear the clutter. So if you ping awake and you feel like, right, I've got to get tidied and sorted, it's just the energy helping you to find the path that you need to flow on. I'm just thinking, I don't think I can stand getting up at 6 and tidying up. I'm not a morning person at all, and Rafe knows it. But it's surprising how often I do ping awake when there are energy shifts going on. And you might notice that as well. You might be in the wide awake club because of the energy. You might be pinging awake. I pinged awake just as the moon went full the other morning. You might be picking up some of the shifts in the ascension energy. it's our sensitivity, it's the way we're becoming tuned in. So try your best to be gentle with yourself, ignore the ego, and just allow yourself to take care of you. Above all, remember that beautiful flow. Rafe says that lovely unconditional love that's there underneath all the other chaotic energy. Try and tap into the love. Try and feel that kind of divine connection. It's there for us all, and it's there to replenish and to refresh us while we deal with all this surfacey stuff that's happening. So be kind to yourself. Have a good week. Can I just acknowledge and can I say thank you to the people who are watching from all over the place. I know I caught, I think Dorset or Devon, I'm not sure, and I noticed USA on there as well. So, wherever you are, this energy affects us all. Make sure to look after you. Take care, everyone, and apparently I will be back at 8:30 next Thursday, UK time. Take care, everyone, and have a good week above all else. Bye. Good evening.